This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Ocean City Department of Tourism.
Who could forget these pictures? We were all glued to the images as Superstorm Sandy ripped apart the Ocean City Pier.
And as we're about to learn, it wasn't the first time and unfortunately probably won't be the last. And as Delmarva Life's Lacey Griffith reports, no matter what Mother Nature brings, the Ocean City Fishing Pier stands strong.
Ocean City is a place where people all over the country come every summer to create new memories. And people who live on Delmarva cherish the natural beauty of the beach. Usually when people think about the Worcester County beach town, a few things come to mind. One being the Ocean City Fishing Pier that extends into the Atlantic Ocean.
I've been a community citizen here ever since I was able to walk. And we have certain features about this town that are extremely important.
Buddy Jenkins, a longtime Ocean City community member, is the franchise holder and operator of the pier and has been since 1975. He plays a massive role in making sure this iconic landmark is here for all to enjoy each year.
The pier itself has been here since the early 1900s, and it needs to stay here. It's a part of remembrances, part of history. That's what creates a repeat guest. That's what creates the ongoing future of Ocean City, the remembrances.
It's really very simple. Wooden boards held up by pilings with a fishing center on top and a place for fishermen and women to cast a line at the end in what is the white marlin capital of the world.
Our engineer worked with the city's engineer for design. Basically, we built it in sections, a 12-foot section, each section anchored by 3 55-foot pilings, stringers, all of which work in concert with each other.
And built to last.
The ability of the pier to withstand the elements, the pressures, is the ability of it to move a little bit. If it moves, then it withstands the pressure. If you had a very permanent thing such as concrete, one of them is going to give either the element called Mother Nature or the pier, concrete. We love the wood. We've done studies up and down the coast through the years, and this is long-lasting and is able to withstand.
But over the years, the pier has taken a beating from Mother Nature. When Hurricane Sandy rolled up the coast in October 2012, both locals and tourists from other states were shocked to see pictures of a damaged pier. Even after being battered by whipping winds and currents that packed a punch, Jenkins made a promise that the pier would be back up and running by the start of the summer season. And it was.
We're used to overcoming issues. So they worked Saturdays, they worked Sundays, they worked in the rain. That's how you overcome issues. And that's Ocean City, Maryland. I can't say enough about the power of example of this and Ocean City. It's a community that overcomes issues regardless.
Ocean City Mayor Rick Meehan says the pier was the last piece of the puzzle after the storm roughed up the beach town.
I can tell you how important that is to our community, that all throughout Hurricane Sandy, people across this country watched on national media as a very angry ocean washed out the pilings underneath this pier and caused the portion of this pier to collapse into the Atlantic. The most asked question I got throughout that storm was, what's happened to the Ocean City Fishing Pier? Are you going to be rebuilding the pier?
But the mayor says putting the pieces back together took a lot of hard work.
This wasn't an easy task. This is a big project, but it certainly is something that I think everybody that comes to Ocean City experiences. And if you look to the north, or if you look behind me to the south, this is without question the most beautiful view of Ocean City. And I think it's one that so many of our visitors and those that live here always think about. That's why the pier is so important to them.
Speed up to February 2014, and another storm, this time a winter storm, tore apart the end of the pier, knocking 7 pilings off their feet. But Jenkins says that just means it's back to work.
You roll your sleeves up and you address them. And it requires leadership on the part of the mayor and city council, leadership on the part of the business community and the citizens. You're always going to have bumps in the road, and we always overcome, always, and have forever.
And again, the pier was back in one whole piece in no time. So the next time you travel to Ocean City, maybe this summer or years from now, the Ocean City Fishing Pier will always be here.
Ocean City, Maryland has done that time after time after time after time, and each time after a bump in the road, it has been better.
A place for you to fish, a landmark to help you find your way, or a place to create memories that last a lifetime.
If fishing is part of those memories and you don't have a license, you're in luck. We're told no Maryland saltwater license is required when you fish from the pier.
Now, even if fishing isn't your kind of thing, it's okay. Go ahead and take the short walk out and enjoy the panoramic view. You know, another part of Ocean City has been here for like 100 years. Trimpers, rides, and amusements. It's become a focal point for family fun.
And as Delmarva Life's Cleo Green reports, it's that history that has the Trimper family looking forward to another 100 years.
When you're taking a stroll down the boardwalk, it's an experience all by itself. The smell of the popcorn, the cotton candy, the pizza, and the fries, and sounds of laughter from children at Trimper's rides and amusements. Some people describe it as a step back in time, and for operations manager Brooks Trimper Jr., it's a step he's never moved far from.
It was great when I was really little, but as soon as I could work, I was working. So all my friends were oh, it's so exciting, you grew up in an amusement park. I did, but I worked a lot. As soon as I could start counting, they had me in games and helping out here and there. And pretty much every summer, school would end and I would work.
And that hard work continues today with Brooks's desire to keep the Trimper's history alive.
The oceanfront amusement parks, as they're closing all around the country, it's sad to see that part of our history disappear. But we're staying strong. We're hoping to continue to grow and evolve and still entertain those younger kids, but stick with some of the traditional pieces. Every Trimper that comes through here always says it's not going to end on my watch. It's not going to end on my watch.
But the watch hasn't always been easy. In its early years, the park took a beating from Mother Nature during a hurricane in 1933.
When the large hurricane came through and cut the inlet and everything, we lost some attractions. There was actually amusements that went into the water, but the town came together.
A partnership that's been going strong for more than 100 years. Brooks says it all started back in the 1890s when his great-great-grandparents, Daniel and Margaret Trimper, fell in love with the Eastern Shore.
When my great-great-grandparents came to Ocean City from Baltimore, there was only 3 hotels that existed at the time. And they came over and purchased 2 of the 3 existing hotels and slowly turned it into what you see today.
And there's plenty to see. Brooks says one of the biggest eye catchers is this massive carousel.
The Herschel Spielman Carousel, that's from 1912. It's still in daily operation. I could go into details about the merry-go-round for an hour. It's a mangerette carousel, which means it isn't just horses. We have lions, tigers, we have giraffes, an ostrich, cats, dogs, anything you can think of. We have all sorts of different animals on the merry-go-round.
The merry-go-round's 45 animals, 3 chariots, and 1 rocking chair were driven by a steam engine when rides originally cost just a nickel. Well, 100 years later, the ride is now powered by electricity, but it still has some old-school charm to it.
They're very traditionally very exciting on the outside. As you can see, there's a nice parrot, there's all these beautiful jewels, lots of artistic artwork. However, on the inside, it's much simpler. There's just a plain blue saddle, some gold design. The jewels end once they can no longer be seen.
Another traditional piece you'll most likely recognize is this one, the whip.
It's a little children's ride. It's from the early 1920s. It was everyone's favorite when they were here as a kid, and it's still here. When the whip arrived, it had plain red backings, and if you come to visit, you can see that there's these beautiful pictures on the back of it now. And our curator at the time was cleaning it off, cleaning the red to repaint it, to paint something exciting on it, and she actually found these murals underneath the red that was on top. So there's some of the original paintings that she touched up and brought back to life.
Now, of course, along with all of the tradition, the Trimper family can't help but to look forward.
My family has just tradition not just in the park but in the town, and we try to still remain involved with that. We're involved as much as we can in the community with different organizations, and we're very happy to see Ocean City grow, and we want to be a part of it as it continues to grow.
growth, Brooks says he hopes he and his family can continue for children of all ages well into the next century and beyond.
Along with the history of the park, the Trimpers' children and their descendants have played an important role in Ocean City's political life and other businesses here. Well, there are so many other people here at Spring Fest who want to make a name for themselves and make some Ocean City history.
The vendors, they work days, weeks, months in advance so that they can sell their pride and joy here, and they do it year after year. We're going to meet one mother and daughter-in-law duo that's using a little bling to create connections to last a lifetime.
Trust me, you're going to want your appetite to last a lifetime. The smells of the sweet and savory food will have your mouth watering. We'll show you what goes into getting it all ready for the Spring Fest crowds.
And we've all heard that all good things must come to an end, right? Nope, not for Ocean City. Even after Springfest, this resort town is booming. We are going to get a preview of all the summer happenings that'll have you clearing your calendar. Delmarva Live Springfest 2014. We'll be right back.